there is that within me which knows. I am not only one with this power is actually flowing through me now. I am not only unified with this divine presence around me, this divine presence is my presence. It is the presence of my real and true self. I am forever one with life. I am that I am. And that's from this thing called You by Ernest Holmes. And I have to say, it's a powerful subject, but doesn't that remind you of Popeye? Every time I say that, I am that I am. I mean, I'm thinking like the creator of Popeye must have been very spiritual. I am that I am, right? Okay, back on topic. I am that I am. Where did that phrase even begin? Where did it start from? It's such a powerful, powerful phrase. We may know the story of Moses, who was out, and we're going to know it when we go on that bus tour with Dana to see the Moses play. So we may know the story of Moses, who was out tending to his father-in-law, Jethro's flock in the desert when suddenly God appeared to him in the flames of a burning bush. And through the flames, God spoke to Moses, saying, I have heard the cries of the affliction of the Israelites in Egypt. And Moses, you must go and take them out of that land and into the land of milk and honey. Moses had some resistance to this idea. In fact, he had major resistance to this. And if you know his story, you will remember that he had previously fled Egypt so that he wouldn't get killed by the Pharaoh. So I'm sure he wasn't too thrilled at the idea of going back there. But God counted each and every excuse that Moses had. In one of his efforts to get out of the assignment, he said, the people won't believe me when I say, the God of your name has sent me. And they will ask, what is his name? What should I say to them? And God said, say to the children of Israel, I am that I am has sent you. I am that I am has sent you. Today, as we continue our exploration into the idea that we all have the ability within us to be mystics, those recognize that God is in all. God is in all. God flows in and through and as each and every person and all forms of creation, all nature, all that is. Those who practice letting God guide and direct and inspire and inform their lives. Today, as we continue this exploration of the idea that we all have the ability to be mystics, we are going to look at cultivating the I am consciousness. Yeah, what is that? I am consciousness. And what I know is that within every living soul, there is a call. There is something within us to cultivate this consciousness. There is a deep yearning to connect with, commune with, and be in conscious union with a power greater than ourselves, the great I am. And what we learn in our beautiful New Thought teachings is that this is not an external search. In fact, it will always be an internal quest. And I shared this quote last week from Neville Goddard in his book, Your Faith is Your Fortune. He wrote this: consciously claim yourself to be that which you seek. Appropriate the consciousness of that which you see, and you too will know the status of a true mystic. There's a story which I've told before, but it's for this talk. There is a story about a seeker who had heard that there was a council of mystics, a council of those that cultivated the I am consciousness, living high atop a mountain in a faraway land. He so desires to learn at the feet of these mystics that he sells everything that he owns, all of his possessions, everything, and sets out on this long journey to reach them. It's a journey filled with hardships, losses, faith. It takes years and years to get there. As the years passed, he started attracting a small group of people, other seekers, who joined him. So finally they reach a precipice, and finally they reach the location of the mystics. So they walk in and they see the robed and hooded mystics all sitting around the table. Their hearts leap for joy. After an arduous journey, they will finally meet the Council of Mystics. It will make the journey completely worthwhile. So they rush to the table, only to find that the robes are empty. Initially, they are shocked, dismayed, very upset. But then slowly, one by one, they begin to come to a profound realization. They realized that they were to put on the robes because they were the mystics they had been looking for. They were the mystics they had been looking for. The I am consciousness is already within each and every one of us. It was planted there. It's been there. We were born with it. We leave this earthly plane with it. It came in with our incarnation. It can't go anywhere else. We came into this, and it is to give form to the I am consciousness. That is why we are truly here, so that that God within us can express in form. The I am that I am is not separate from you and me. It is you and me. There is that which within me that knows. I am not only one with this power. This power is actually flowing through me now. I am not only unified with this divine presence around me. This presence is my presence. It is the presence of my real and true self. I am forever one with life. I am that I am. This is our spiritual truth. This is what we are here to deepen into every Sunday. This is why we take classes, to deepen into that I am consciousness, to know that we are truly, truly spiritual beings. And if we are truly spiritual beings, we are mystical. Can't be any other way. There's no one out there that is more mystical than another person. This is our spiritual truth. But for millennia, we have not believed it. And there's a Sufi story, the lesser stories say, there's a Sufi story of a man who constantly cried out to God, but received no answer, no response. After a while, the devil, who we don't believe in, the devil whispered to this man, "How long will you wait for God to respond? Here I am. To all of your pleas." They broke the man's spirit. This broke the man's spirit. And he stopped calling out to God. One night he had a dream. And in that dream, he got a vision of the divine, who asked him why he had stopped calling. The man said that he stopped calling out to God because God never answered the call. The wise dream image then said, "Did you not realize that every calling of yours is in itself my response? In God is a Verb, Rabbi David Cooper's book, he wrote, the urge to call out to God is always answered simultaneously as it is spoken. For ultimately, there is no difference between the caller and to that which it calls. One and the same. It's like the answer always comes in with the problem, but how open are we to actually receive that answer? It's the same thing calling out to God. God's response is simultaneous. Simultaneous. In fact, in his book, Can We Talk to God, Ernest Holmes tells us, whenever deep cries unto deep, deep answers deep. It's all the same. I am consciousness is truly not a mystery. It is the self-knowingness of God through us. Just knowing that. The self-knowingness of God through me, through you, through each one of us. And we can cultivate it. And sometimes it simply comes upon us when we are ready for it. And other times when we are not ready for it, whether we know it or not. And so now we turn to another character from our Judeo-Christian Bible as an example. Early in the history of Christianity, a man named Saul was intent on stamping out this new Jewish sect. Marching down the road to Damascus, Saul was flooded by a heavenly light, which literally knocked him off his feet. The young zealot heard the voice of Jesus say, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? Struck blind, Saul was instructed to rise and enter into Damascus, where he would be told what to do. For 3 days and 3 nights, he neither ate nor drank, and he was moved to intense prayer and meditation. He was then visited by a healer who had been instructed by Jesus in a vision to lay hands on Saul and heal him. And in this experience, Saul was transformed. So transformed that his name was changed. Saul the sinner became St. Paul the saint. Later in his ministry, Apostle Paul said at Philippians, this is in chapter 2, verse 5 and 6, let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus, who, being in the form of God, did not consider it robbery to be equal with God. What is the mind that was in Jesus? The mind of the I am consciousness. I and the Father are one. The mind of the I am consciousness. He knew it. He knew it. Most of us get stuck in our tracks in a dramatic way, like Paul did. However it occurs, we are called from our depths to cultivate the I am consciousness, which is the way of the mystic. The more we practice what we are learning, I am one with the infinite life of the divine. It moves in and through and as me. It guides my every move. It's with me all the time. The more we move into that, it is the I am consciousness that we are talking about. Joan Borshenko, in her wonderful book, The Way of the Mystic, wrote this. A mystic sees beyond the illusion of separation into the intricate web of life in which all things are expressions of the single whole. You can call the web God, the Tao, the Great Spirit, the infinite mystery, Mother or Father, but it can be known only as love, she says. Jesus was once tested by the Pharisees, and one of them, knowing the Jewish laws, said, Teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law? And Jesus said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might, and with all your mind. This is the greatest and the first commandment. And the second is love your neighbor as yourself. On these two commandments hangs the law and the prophets. That's from Matthew chapter 22. How do I cultivate the I am consciousness? How do I cultivate this? Through love. The more we love, the more we are creating. We are creating that great consciousness of I am one with the I am. Simple though, not always easy. Love as a concept is something we can all agree upon. Love as a real-life, face-to-face practice can be another story. Marianne Williamson, in her book, A Return to Love, wrote, love takes more than crystals and rainbows. It takes discipline and practice. It is not just a sweet sentiment from a Hallmark card. It is a radical commitment to a different way of being, a mental response to life that is completely at odds with the rest of the world. We are going to continue today with some words from our Science of Mind founder, Ernest Holmes. And these are in the back of the Science of Mind textbook under the meditations. But I'm not just going to read them. I'm going to ask you to join me in absorbing them, taking them into your being. I'm going to invite you to make them personal to you as a way for you this morning to the I am consciousness of your very beingness. And if you really like, you can close your eyes and join me and just take these in as your words. Let the truth, let the deep respond to the deep within you. The love of the all good is within me and through me. Oh, you don't have to. You want to say it? It's very long. You can say that one. Let's say that one. The love of the all good is with me and through me. And the rest of it I'll read. That love goes out to meet all who come into my atmosphere. It radiates to all and is flowing through all. My love within me is perfect. My love dissolves all fear, casts out all doubts, and sets the captive free. Love, like the river of life, flows through me and refreshes me with eternal blessings. Love cannot be afraid. It is fearless and strong and is mighty in its works. It can accomplish all things through the inner light of that faith in the all good, which fills my very being with a powerful presence. My love goes out to everyone in the world. I do not exclude anything, for I love all nature and everything that is. My love warms and lightens everything that it touches, and it goes out into all places. Just breathe that in. The love flowing through me is a power to all whom I come in contact with, and all feel and know that I love. Love within me is complete and perfect. It's in the back of Science of Mind book. And finally, we're going to anchor all of this with how we started, but making it more personal. There is that power within me which knows I am loved. You can repeat that, why not?
There is that power within me
That knows I am loved. I am not only one with this power of love. This power of love is actually flowing through me now.
This power of love is actually flowing through me now.
I am not only unified with the divine presence of love.
I am not only unified with the divine presence of love
Around me.
around me.
The presence of love is my presence.
The presence of love is my presence.
It is the presence of my real and true self.
It is the presence of my real and true self.
I am forever one with love.
I am forever one with love.
I am that I am.
I am that I am.
I am love.
I am love.
And so it is, and so shall it ever be.
And so it is,